Hello, I am glad that you joined me for the last session of advanced childhood experiences or early childhood experiences that have been affecting us in our lives as adults. All right, so let me just do a recap from where we started. All right, so we mentioned what the advanced childhood experiences were, and now we are talking on resolving. And we've had two previous videos that were talking on how do we resolve and what it is that we have talked about. We talked about getting professional help, all right, building a supportive network, all right, and the last one we discussed about self-care and coping mechanisms, all right. So today we are focusing on the final one, and as I've mentioned before, they are not to be used in any particular order. Whichever works for you, go for it. All right. And I'm not saying these are the only ways, but these are the core ways or the ones that come to mind that would be able to help you cope. All right. So we need to be able to create a stable and supportive environment. All right. So one thing that was traumatic to you might not have been traumatic to someone else. So let's start by first understanding that when we are the ones who are providing support to someone else, for instance, if you want to support your parent or your brother or your sister or your colleague or a friend, the weight of their traumatic experience is not similar to yours. So it is me who feels how this traumatic effect is impacting me. So if it is me who is feeling this, I need to be able to create a stable and supportive environment where whatever pain I went through is not seen as if it is nothing or it's looked down upon, and then someone keeps on telling this thing happened years ago, why is it that you're behaving like a child? You see, these are things that happen to us. So we need to create a stable and supportive environment for ourselves. Susan needs to create a stable and supportive environment for her. All right. And unfortunately, at times, our family may not be that support because they will be asking, were you going through this alone? Were you the only one who was affected? The way it affected you is not the way it affected me. And if it is affecting me to date, it means it had a significant impact and it's traumatic. So we need to have safety, all right, and predictability. All right. So we need to establish routines, all right, and creating a safe and stable environment that can provide a sense of security. As I've mentioned before, we need to take care of ourselves. If it means setting these boundaries so that I can feel safe and I can feel secure, yes, I am going to do that. All right. So we need to have positive relationships. All right. So at times, we may be behaving in particular ways because of the trauma and the pain that we've gone through. But we have these people that we think are family that are close to us, that even when we are going through our healing journey, they will keep on telling you, you keep on repeating, you pretend it's as if you're the only one who lost a parent, or you're the only one who went through therapy, or are you the only person who's ever been raped? Sometimes we are in environments, or we're in relationships that instead of helping us grow, they they bring out the worst in us. They cause us so much pain. And what are these relationships you're talking about? We are talking about the relationships for your family, either nuclear or extended family. We are talking about the neighbors. We're talking about the friends. All right. We are talking about relationships in religious circles, because some of these things might have happened within religious circles. All right. So you need to have a nurturing relationship, all right, with caregivers who can buffer the effects of these advanced childhood experiences. So if it is your spouse, this is a person who knows what you went through, and they will be there to make sure that they protect you, so that anything that will bring this pain or that will make you behave in a particular way because of an advanced childhood experience, they will protect you from that. And if it is you to protect your children, to protect your parents, because at times we have fights in our families. Let me talk about, let's say, our parents, all right, or even ourselves, my generation. We have people who keep on fighting within the family, and this is just because we are going through some trauma. We are trying to process traumatic experiences that we all went through and did not know how to process. All right, let me give an example. You lost a parent when you were very young, and all of you had, or maybe you lost both parents, and all of you had to be on survival mode time and time again, and you went through so much pain, you went through so much trauma. Everyone around you looked down upon you. Some of you are not even able to get the basic needs. You are not able to get the education. You are in adverse poverty, and all of you are going through it. But since we were not able to cope or know how to handle it, this pain of the things we were doing as children to survive, we still use it to fight each other. It is important for us to be able to know that at times the pain or the trauma that we go through together do not necessarily bring us together. At times it takes us further apart. And I hope I am speaking to somebody who from today will be able to reflect on the relationships they've had in their families and be able to know if it is because of some adverse childhood experiences, those relationships can be mended. You can be able to have better relationships. You can be able to have better life experience, because if you're not having a good relationship with your parents, with your siblings, with your children, with your neighbors, and it's not a place that you can say, let me go out of here, maybe that's your permanent residence, it is possible for you to do things different. It is possible for you to get out of these experiences. It is possible for you to create. If getting out of that situation or that environment is not possible, you can be able to create a stable and supportive environment for yourself. Kindly note that some of these things that we go through, if it is not resolved, it is taken from one generation to the other to the other. And for us to be able to safeguard our current generation, our children, our great grandchildren, our great grandchildren, it is time we learn to resolve all the traumas that we've had in our lives, so that we can be more productive, so that we can be able to have happier families, happier relationships, so that we can bring out the very best in ourselves. Note, kindly note, if you do not believe in yourself, if you do not trust yourself, you are not able to give your very best in whatever you do. May it be at work, may it be wherever it is in your social settings, you always bring a feeling that most people don't want to work with. And this might be because of an early childhood experience. So take time, explore, get to know why is it that this is happening. If you can connect it to a traumatic experience that you have, let's start walking this journey. At times things as simple as people pleasing. You are pleasing people because you are afraid of being hurt. All right, for us to be able to go through this journey, we have to touch that little girl who was pained, that little boy who was traumatized, and tell her or tell him, it is okay, my dear. And we start by walking this journey. We start by recognizing that this actually happened. We start by saying, we will walk this journey. And I believe from the first session that we started to now, I believe I've been able to open your mind. I believe that you have had something that is positive. I believe that you can be able to live a more productive life by working toward resolving whatever it is happened to you. And if it cannot be resolved, for you to be able to cope and work and live a more fulfilling life for you and the people around you. And I believe that this is possible. Thank you for you taking your time and listening to me. And as I've mentioned, we're going to have another session where we are talking about self-awareness. Me, how do I talk to myself? How do I groom myself? How do I bring the very best from myself, in myself, from Susan to the world, from James to the world, from you who's listening to me to the world? Thank you for taking your time. I believe that you are a better person now. May you have a wonderful time. My name is Susan Wangi. Bye bye.